Hey guys, get ready for some international flavor with your bare knuckle. We have Stanley von Hofstædter. He runs a brand new promotion, Ragnarok Bare Knuckle Fighting. They're out of Norway. They're having their first show next year, and we're going to talk about what made him want to start up his own promotion. Don't go away.
It started when I turned professional in bare knuckle boxing.
Okay.
2 years ago, and I was the first in the history of Norway to be professional in bare knuckle boxing. So, of course, my nickname was then the Viking, and it all started from there. So, it started with a joke that became more like a dream, and then suddenly it just fell into places. So, Ragnarok is, of course, from the Norse mythology, where it's the biggest battle in hell in the world. So it's the world's goes under and everything and comes back again. So it's it's taken from the Viking, the Norse mythology. Well, that's how it started.
Why bare knuckle in particular? Why not, MMA or regular boxing? Like, what attracted you to bare knuckle?
I've done all the other elements. I think that's for most of the people. They want to try out the ultimate fighting, the ultimate test, which is bare knuckle at the moment. So I think it's normal, pretty normal for every fighter who's been in the game for a few years to try that. You have to try it to get over it. So I think it's See all the guys in BKFC as well. They're all guys coming up and trying, finishing their careers there and everything. So I think it's like that.
What kind of level are you trying to get at? Like, you're trying to bring fighters from all over the world?
Yeah, we are. The first thing I want to do, if you're going to start a show, why not make it the best show in the world? So I think what we are missing, and we have something to learn from your wrestling in America. That everybody knows it's made up or it's choreographed, but there's about 100,000 people watching it all the time, and that's because it's a good show. And in the fight business, like in boxing or in MMA, we don't have that. Okay, we see it like in UFC, how they build up. Conor McGregor has 10 face-offs. There's a story behind it. Right. And it's a story that will sell the show. I truly believe if you can find something that is a proud thing of Norway, which Vikings are, and maybe like in the other country, and make a bash out of it. So like maybe if you went to Italy, you could do Vikings against the gladiators. That would be a fierce thing building up. So that's the kind of concept I'm going for. I'm going for the best fighters and the best show. And if you have the best show, you'll get the best fighters. And if you have the best fighters, you'll get the audience, and then you have a good setup.
Well, so, that kind of leads me into my next question. Was what's going to separate Ragnarok from there is BKFC, there's Ken Shamrock's promotion with Valor, and there's a couple promotions in the UK. What's going to separate Ragnarok from these other promotions?
That we're from Norse mythology, Vikings. So we are planning on going out in Europe. After we've done the first show, we're going down Europe. We have already signed a lot of let me say it this way. A lot of guys have contacted us to come over and fight the Vikings. Everybody wants to fight the Vikings, and especially this start where I thought about the Englishmen. What if they came back for revenge? Have you seen the YouTube? The trial, they come back for revenge to take the Vikings, and that is just build up an enormous. What do you call it? They are the Englishmen are just writing on the Facebook site, we'll be back for revenge, and it's just building up, and that sells tickets.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, would you ever do like maybe some cross promotion with some of the other companies over in the UK?
Yeah, we're. So my partner is Andrew Bakewell.
Okay.
Yeah, and he is for the World Bear Fist. So okay. He is my 50% partner in this firm. So he brings the fighters from the other side, and he's well contacted. He's one of the promoters in England, which are happy. A good guy. Not there are a lot of shady guys in that business. So
sure.
Not to name any names, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know how it is.
Yeah. For sure, man. What are your long-term goals, man? Like, what are your goals for the promotion? What do you hope to accomplish, in the first 5 years?
They are all. What can I say? I won't confirm that we are already set for 3 years, but it's not. Yeah, I think we have the first 2-3 years already set up. So we are going to Europe, and we are. When we're done with Europe, we go on. We go to America, and we go to Africa, and then we go to what do you call it in American? You call it Australia, New Zealand, that side.
Mhm.
So we are already signing countries for the long term. So everybody wants in on it. It's good. It's actually very good. Yeah.
So you guys already have plans to come out to the States? Come out to America?
Yeah, that's one of the plans. Yeah, and we also have more than plans to go to Australia, New Zealand, and yeah.
Wow.
And also Africa. So we have a lot to do right now.
Yeah. Wow. What? Well, Australia's tough, right? Because I know Australia. They just you know what? MMA has only been legal over there for what? Maybe 10 years, right?
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, but like here in Norway, we had boxing was legalized in 2016. So late as 2016, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, they're very strict up here. But so you have to have a regulated company who can regulate it, like the Norwegian Bare Knuckle Boxing Association.
Yeah.
We got that in place, and you need that to be legalized by firm to be regulating it. So that was the first step. But if you have the other guys in, it's easier to come in the back way. So it's I can't disclose too much of it, but yeah, it's
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, how is how is like COVID stuff out there? How's all that?
Of course, COVID is one of the things we take seriously, but
Yeah.
it's also in the contracts for all the fighters, for all the people at the show, for the entertainers who come to the show. It's the COVID should be over, but we're positive that's happening. We're seeing already good results, so we're positive that's going to be good. If it doesn't start going off in June, we go off as soon as we can. So we are just ready to launch it. Yeah.
And what's the date of so what's the idea right now for the date of the first show?
The first show is estimated to be in June 2021.
Okay.
With arenas and everything up here, you can't book the arena until 6 months before. So we are currently looking at different arenas. It depends of the interest. The interest has been massive, as you know. It's on everybody's lips. Just Ragnarok, and we have arenas up to 5,000 and over 5,000. But we are going for big numbers. So we don't need 5,000. We need 500. So
Right.
yeah, so that won't be a problem.
In terms of people who can't be there, like watching it on on the internet or whatever, what kind of plan do you have for that?
Again, not to disclose anything, but we have a pay-per-view. Probably
Okay.
we have the best pay-per-view guys in the business, or maybe something else like that. But I can't disclose anything yet. But we are negotiating between. Yeah, a little bit. I can't go off. It's not the deal. It's not sealed yet, but they contacted us.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty okay, I think.
Okay. All right. I guess in terms of the card itself, who is there anybody else? Because I know you guys have announced like 7 or 8 guys already.
Yeah, we have announced 8 Vikings.
Yeah.
And Shannon is one of them. We have European champions. We have, how can I say that? I think of 8 of those 10 fights going off, it's going to be a world champion or European champion in it.
Okay.
So we have a lot coming. From the English side, there's coming a lot of guys. They haven't been disclosed yet. So,
are you planning on doing? I know it's the first show, but
we are already planning. So just to stop you, we are already planning the second show.
Wow.
The first show is done planning.
Now, what about in terms of like titles and stuff like that? Are you guys doing like tournaments, or are you going to have like a title on the line the first show?
Yeah, we are. That was something I considered also when I went into it. I think it's good to have. It's smart to have a business plan that works in your favor in that kind of term, that we don't go out and make another league. We don't have a league, so we're not competing with the other guys. We are a show that goes around the world, and are open to anybody who wants to fight us. If it should be BKFC, or if it should be Votore, or if it should be whoever comes along and wants to fight the Vikings, we make it a show. So it's more like what do you call it? Like a WrestleMania. It's like one show and everybody's in, and we're building it up. So we're having a plan after Ragnarok Europe is finished. We're having Valhalla open. It's not been over. The first time I say this here, but we have plans that Europe and America and Africa and Australia side will be also be an end tournament. So there will be titles, and there will be a lot going on. So I got to hold something back. I can't tell you everything right now. So yeah,
right, yeah. No, I understand. So you're saying like
there will be titles in every show.
Now, would you entertain the idea of, so like you said, you mentioned like a WrestleMania, right? You want to create like a, I guess one big show to where maybe multiple, the best of the best, right? The best fighters from everywhere can.
Yeah, it will add up to the best fighters in the world in the end. So, Ragnarok actually means that it's the end of the world, but it's restarting again. Many people have that mistaken. So it's at the end of the world, so it can grow up a new world. That's how, if you read the whole story, that's what it means. So we can do it over and over again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 if you want to. But it's this is not Ragnarok. It's not just the plan. It's coming more. So yeah, and maybe more styles.
It's interesting because you talk about. You mentioned earlier how, pro wrestling is predetermined, but it's the stories, like you were saying, it's the storylines that really attract people and want to, see this stuff.
If you're putting on the best boxers in the world, why not make it a show as well? You can build up. You can take a lot of shit from characters. You can say everybody in America has some kind of Viking genes in them if you look for it. So. You can make a problem out of anything. It's like when you have when the Norwegian guys in Norway won a medal in curling. Nobody ever heard of them, but after that show, it was, oh yeah, we're with the flag, and everybody was watching it. And every time they fought somebody, it was okay. We support the flag. It's no conflict, but you need something to attract the people, especially the people that's not interested in just fighting. So that's how we get the crowd. You got to give something to everybody. So. The story is definitely selling everything. The story is making the biggest guys in the world right now calling us. So, and that's because nobody else is thinking about it.
Yeah, 100%, man. And what do you think about the sport of bare knuckle as a whole in terms of how it's 2-3 years ago. Yeah, it was something that was it happened a long time ago, but like 2-3 years ago with. BKFC really brought it to the forefront. I know BKB in UK, they've done a great job too, but they brought it to the forefront. Like, how do you see the sport as a whole progressing?
Yeah, now he was first actually. Terry Feldman was the first guy to put it on, so he was. But bare knuckle boxing has always been, what do you say? It's always been. A sport that's been looked at as the most dangerous sport in the world, but it actually isn't. If you look at the numbers, so I check out CNN's measure when they size it up. You can see that in boxing there are a death every third week, and in bare knuckle boxing, let's just say from 2016, there has been 0 casualties in bare knuckle boxing, and there's been 51 in normal boxing. So. I see the sport as long as when people get more to know it, people look at the numbers and see that it's actually less dangerous but more entertaining. I think it will explode all over the world. Yeah.
You think it'll eventually overtake? Because I mean, UFC has a good hold on combat sports in general. But do you think that there's a chance that maybe MMA could be I mean, bare knuckle could be more popular than MMA. You think that could ever happen?
I don't think that they have to overthrow each other. I think there's room for both of them. I don't, and also boxing. I think it's absolutely nobody's forcing people to go over to bare knuckle, but but the biggest problem we have here in Norway is the boxing. They are always yelling out, "Yeah, it's dangerous. You can't have that on TV and shit." And they're sitting with all the casualties. They're sitting with everything. They're banning out MMA, which have no casualties at all. And it's so it's. I don't know if it will kick anyone out, but I think in the end, the most entertaining show will win. The guys who have the best setup, the best, who base the show on entertainment. Today, everything is filled with reality TV, and it's not reality. It's just actually written by script. So it needs something to overtake it. UFC has it because they have also the marketing funds to do it. So there's a good reason why Conor McGregor gets 8 face-offs and the other guys get 1, because he's the biggest mouth in the UFC. So that creates money.
Yeah, right. And you touched on the dangers of bare knuckle, right? And I've talked about this so much, man, because we primarily cover bare knuckle now, and we've talked about this so much, and compared to like glove boxing, compared to regular boxing, right?
Yeah. You have to understand this: the bare knuckle boxing was first,
right?
And on some kind of a level, 2 rich guys found out, okay, we got to get more entertainment out of this, so they were starting putting on gloves. And if you can date it back to 150 years, I think, and they have, and the cool thing is they have written down all the deaths, and the people started dying when the gloves came on, and that's that's proven. There's evidence to that. So it's if you look at it that way, they put on gloves to get more rounds, more entertaining. It gets more it gets a little bit different to look at it. So I think they started with it. It was a betting thing, with gambling. They had the longer they could keep the fights on, the more people would put in money. So not to take any glory from boxing, but they should not be yelling highest on what's dangerous.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this is that when you talked about glove boxing, the rounds go longer and they can get more out of them. Yeah. The gloves don't protect, from damage. It just protects their hands longer so that they can punch more, right?
Yeah, right.
And like you said, there's more serious injuries and deaths related to boxing because of the concussive damage. Whereas bare knuckle, there's a lot more cuts. You'll see more cuts on the face, but in terms of concussive damage,
I've done a lot of work on this because of what we're doing in Norway, getting it legal. The case is that the only way you can die in a fight is if you get enough punches in your head that the brain swells up, and ultimately you die. To do that, you need to have continuous blows coming all the way. So normal boxing fight, it was about 250 to 400 punches in the head during one fight.
Mm-hmm.
There we can do it. That's why they're dying there. It's hard to do that if you have just with a punch. So in bare knuckle, you won't take the same blows that you do in one fight for the whole lifetime. So that's mainly the reason why people don't die, because you don't need it. And also, if you have the glove on, you get this basketball effect. You know how it's hit to that, and it's located over the all. So you have this shimmering crashes. So, and also we have the evidence to prove it. So it should be more out in the light. But again, boxing was first, and it's we have some higher guys sitting on the top, judging or making the calls about what's legal and what's not legal. So, but that's the truth. That's the numbers. We need more out. But I don't know how it's in America. Here in Norway, if I try to put that on the newspaper, in the newspapers or on the TV, they would just delete it out. You don't get it in. So, we've posted about it. We've written articles about it. I think people just, they see bare knuckle, and like I said, they see the cuts and they think it's more dangerous. But like you said, it's really not.
you
But
know,
if it's told the way that I tell it, everybody I talk to is like, oh yeah, that seems pretty common sense.
right? It makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does. And just remember, that's just death I'm talking about. 50%, half of every professional boxer has something like punch drunk damage. That's one of two. That's fucking high. Sorry for them.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys for Ragnarok? Do you guys already have like how many rounds, minutes of the rounds? Like, do you have all that stuff set up yet?
Yeah, we have we're following the English rules. We have three times 2 minutes, and if it's a title fight, which is I can't disclose. Yes, it will be three 5 minutes rounds. So
okay,
yeah, so that's we follow the English model. But in Norway, we have the reason why boxing wasn't legalized was because of the time in the ring. So they only had about 20. I'm not sure about this, but they had to make it up to 10 rounds or to get it legalized because of the time the fights are. Because you have 10 rounds there, and you couldn't do professional boxing in Norway then. So the time issue, even for them, the time was the issue. Not too. So it's quite funny that they don't inform people about everything and how it really works with the damage and everything. So yeah, I think it's and also they come from bare knuckle boxing, so I think why the hell not support each other?
yeah. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so the three 5-minute rounds, so 15 minutes total.
That is for the final, yeah. And for us then it is three 3-minute rounds. It's the normal for ordinary fights, yeah.
Okay. 3. Okay, got it. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm excited that there's another bare knuckle promotion, on the way, man. I'm excited. I'm glad to see that bare knuckle is getting bigger internationally.
They're popping up everywhere, and so far, as a knock on wood, so far there's no casualties. So,
right.
But like I said, if you check out the CNN how they investigated it, there was a death every 3 weeks, and they can say just okay, more people do boxing, but okay, if you drive on a fucking road, it's about not about the Ford or it's about the Tesla. It's the guys who's having the biggest deaths. They're getting caught out, but they're not yelling to the other guys. Those are dangerous. So it's a lot of politics in it, and it's a lot of I think everything. People are making up their being sensible now, and then just look at it as it is, and looking at the evidence. So it's I think it's coming for full, and we are not to disclose too much again. It's like we are. Ragnarok is probably going to be the first show in many countries ever held. So
in terms of bare knuckle.
Yeah. I can't say more than that.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, but it is the story. It's the story it's selling. So people should think about it. If you can pick a lot of teams, you can pick about the Spartans in Greece. You can fight them. You can fight the gladiators in Italy. You can fight. Basically, all countries have one or another thing that they are very proud of. You take the thing that the people are most proud of, and you put that on a line with somebody else's team, then you have what you call enthusiasm by the people, and they'll sell tickets, and they'll get pay-per-view guys calling you.
I'm excited, dude. I really am. I'm pumped for it. And hey, come back and see us. When it gets a little bit closer, come back and see us, and let's talk about the card.
Definitely.
Once you get more information on the card and stuff, like I said, I know you guys can't say too much far out, but
now we are releasing a guy. Now we have 2 Vikings left to release, and then we're starting on the English guys.
Okay.
So there will be big names, and some of the biggest names. So still coming. So
I'm excited, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Me too. Sometimes I got to pinch my arm just to see if I'm dreaming, but shit's happening, so it's big. It is.
Well, I tell you what, man. Like I said, congrats on everything you've done so far. Congratulations on everything so far, and good luck. Hopefully, there's no issues or anything like that.
No. I have the best partner in the world, Andrew Bakewell. He's
good.
He's pulling his part. So yeah, without him, it wouldn't be possible.
Well, we appreciate you, sir. Stanley Van Hofstædter, do me a favor, Stanley. Tell people where they can go to keep up to date?
You can go to the Facebook site for Ragnarok. You can go to Instagram for Ragnarok, and you can go to my site if you want to, for Facebook and Instagram and everything. And we have also the Ragnarok site, which is ragnarocwebnote.com. It's just to go into that site, and you can just read all about it, and stories coming out, and yeah, it's we got a lot of things going on. It's almost too much to bear, but it's cool. It's holding us up, and we got clothesline coming. We got gifts. Yeah, we got everything. So just yeah, hook us up. Just search for Ragnarok Bare Knuckle Fighting, and you'll find us.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time so much, sir. I appreciate it so much. And like I said, we'll be in touch because I want to get all the info, and we'll put it up on our site too. So
yeah, thank you, sir.
So I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, well, thank you. Bye-bye.